Mr. Sakurai, all due respect, big fan, but I demand, no, I implore you to put at least 2 Pokemon fighters for every Fire Emblem fighter. So what's that put us at? 1, 2, 3, every Pokemon. Put every single Pokemon in existence in Smash Brothers. No? Alright, at least put these 7 in. Everybody that loves Nintendo has their personal favorite Nintendo franchise. The people among them that also love Smash Brothers probably do so because they were enticed to try it through their favorite franchise's inclusion in Smash Bros. I personally love Pokemon the most out of any other franchise, so I'm always excited to see what more Pokemon they have to bring to the table. With that said, with the release of a new Smash Brothers just around the corner, I think that justifies even more Pokemon newcomers. So I want to talk about 7 of the ones that I would like to see. Why 7? Because 6 is cliche, and down with cliches and stereotypes. Am I right? Gengar is easily one of the most iconic Pokemon. It's one of the first Pokemon many of us have ever seen. Because of this, Gengar has been amongst the vaunted few that have received Mega Evolutions, and most notably, it's been featured in Pokémon Tournament. He's even in a fan-made Pokemon 2D fighter. It's hard to argue that Gengar isn't worth having in the Smash Brothers roster, at the very least on a popularity level. However, I acknowledge that that's not the only important factor for inclusion in the Smash Brothers roster. This character would need to have an interesting and robust move pool to make a move set that's interesting within Smash Brothers. Could Gengar be interesting in Smash Brothers? The answer to that, I think, is absolutely. He has a lot of moves that they could use to make him a unique fighter. Here's one move set that I think would set him apart using his in-universe capabilities. The gimmick of the moves, I think, should be sleepiness. This mechanic, I think, should work in a similar way to the Inkling Girl and Boy Ink. Certain attacks should cause a new kind of damage that, for the sake of the theoretical moves, I'll call, again, sleep damage. With the neutral B being the primary move, this move should be Hypnosis, but reworked a little from how it works in Pokemon as is. Currently, Hypnosis is a non-damaging attack that puts the opponent to sleep with a chance to miss. In Smash, I think we should change that to be a low damage move with power and knockback similar to Fox's Blaster, maybe even a bit less. The primary function for this, I think, should be making your opponents progressively more and more tired, which will make them slower until they begin to wake up. And most importantly for Gengar, heals it progressively as long as someone on the stage is sleepy, with diminishing returns the more fighters there are that are affected by sleepiness. To balance this, the reach for Hypnosis would have to be middling and the move shouldn't come out super fast. His down B should be Double Team, which would inflict some sleep damage when activated. Side B could be Shadow Claw. Its up B could be a Sheik-like teleport with a puff of purple smoke that also inflicts sleep damage. And his final smash could be a Mega Gengar cutscene-like finisher. Gengar itself should have middle of the road speed and maybe 3 or more jumps. If they were to do this though, the up B distance should probably be relatively short to avoid Gengar having crazy return options. This could also be a good justification for the sweet spot of the recovery to be given the ability to effectively spike by way of an instant maxed out sleep damage output. Honestly, Gengar is a pretty versatile Pokemon that can learn a lot of moves, so this isn't even the only way to add him in the Smash Brothers. It's just the first one that came to my mind and one that I would be excited to play. If you have some ideas for Gengar, leave them in the comments. I'd love to check them out. And all of Smash Brothers, my favorite Pokemon representative of all time is Pokemon Trainer, or Red, and now Leaf, courtesy of Smash Bros. Ultimate. This because the gimmick of the character plays into what Pokemon is better than any other character in the game. Battling in Pokemon against competent opponents is a feat accomplished by a team, not a sole fighter. Balancing your team is important, and just selfishly, the more excuses to include the maximum amount of Pokemon fighters in Smash Bros. Ultimate, the better. This brings me to my next fighter, or my next fighters? I'd love to see the Gen 8 Pokemon trainer. Of course, we have no idea what that trainer or any of their Pokemon look like, so it's hard to say whether or not their Pokemon would transfer 1-to-1 with the current Pokemon trainer's Pokemon. But given the history of the starters, I can't imagine them veering too far off from past designs, and with that in mind, I could see all those starters filling the role of a Pokemon trainer character in Smash Bros. In place of Red and Leaf. However, I would hope that we could see a shift in which type takes up which tier. Like, for the Gen 8 trainer, we could see their base evolution Pokemon change to the Gen 8 grass type, the Stage 1 evolution change to the fire type, and the Stage 2 evolution change to the water type. Beyond that, this Echo Fighter could be the slower but stronger variant, and maybe they can take over some of the custom moves from Smash 4 to further differentiate it a little bit from the original Pokemon trainer. The obvious knock to this inclusion would be what I acknowledged at the top of this entry. We have no idea what the Gen 8 Pokemon game looks like. But this wouldn't be the first time something from a future Pokemon game, or other games for that matter, have been included in a Smash Bros game before they were released. Sakurai has said in the lead up to Smash Bros for 3DS and Wii U that he's afforded access to design docs from games pretty early in development, so it would surprise me if he didn't already have an idea of what those starters are going to be. Beyond that, I don't think the Gen 8 trainer, or any of these fighters for that matter, would need to be in the game at launch. Nintendo seems very into the idea of supporting their major releases post-launch well into their life cycle. You're insane if you don't think that Smash Bros is included in that. And before Sakurai superfans, but Sakurai doesn't want it. It doesn't matter. If Nintendo wants DLC, Sakurai will include it. Trust me. Soon-to-be loser Bob Wolf put the Pokemon trainer in his video, but he said Blue/Green/Gary. What a Gen 1er, am I right? Also, what does he know? He's just gonna get destroyed this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live on youtube.com/wolfden. Be there, or be, you know, enjoying your life, possibly with family and friends, whichever you prefer. In Smash 4, Sceptile was my most wanted newcomer into the game. That desire has admittedly passed due to the Pokemon trainer's reintroduction into the games and the grass type balance being restored. With the Pokemon trainer being back, we don't have that same hole in the balance of the three primary types. But it's worth mentioning now anyway because it can't be any more different from Ivysaur. It's bipedal, quick on its feet, and they could also use its inclusion as an excuse to introduce a more special attack oriented grass type. Give it Giga Drain, an energy ball that can be charged into a solar beam, and one physical attack by way of Leaf Blade. For its recovery, give it Quick Attack, or maybe Frenzy Plant. Its final smash can be Mega Sceptile Leaf Storm to double down on the special attacker aspect and to differentiate it further from Ivysaur, as well as Sceptile's special in Pokken. As far as its non-special attack characteristics should go, it should definitely be quick. I'm thinking a slightly slower Greninja. Its physical strength could be subpar to really drive home the idea of it being a ranged attacker. To be fair, adding Sceptile back in would then again throw off the balance of the Pokemon primary types. So maybe they should add another Pokemon. Maybe, I don't know, a Gen 4 Pokemon? Maybe the Gen 4 fire types. Okay, I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. Put Infernape in Smash Ultimate to bring balance to the Pokemon world once again. We'd get another Gen 4 representative to tie in with the inevitable Gen 4 remakes, and we'd get a separate take on a fire type Pokemon. The moveset for this one is more up in the air. The way I can think to do it is to double down on its fighting like attacks. Blaze Kick, Fire Punch, Sky Uppercut. Maybe even give Infernape Rock Smash since Charizard can't have it anymore. Its final smash could be Blast Burn. For its speed, make it pretty quick, because you know, Infernape's pretty quick. With the rapidly approaching release of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go, that other Pokemon that nobody cares about, it only makes sense to include that other Pokemon nobody knows. I mean, come on, we gotta give the non-hipsters, the ones that already have a healthy respect for our Pokemon 4 founder, Pikachu, a reason to give a muck about that other thing. I'm kidding, Eevee is cool and has a fair amount of potential to be implemented into Smash Bros, especially if they implemented whatever attacks they'll undoubtedly give it to be more competitive. Maybe it'll start to naturally learn Dig to have a super effective attack to use against Pikachu. They both already are confirmed to learn Double Kick, so as it stands, Eevee has the disadvantage as far as movesets go in Let's Go. With that said, my thinking for its specials in Smash Bros would be Swift, Dig, Sand Attack. Its recovery could be Could be, I don't know, baton pass? Maybe give him fly by way of balloons like Pikachu in yellow. Maybe Eevee will get a more suitable move for recovery in Let's Go. Or Eevee could be an Echo Fighter for Pikachu with Sand Attack replacing Thunder Shock, Last Resort replacing Thunder, and everything else could be largely unchanged. Or maybe you have a better idea. What do I look like? An Eevee fan? But those are my thoughts. What Pokemon newcomers do you want to see introduced in the Smash Bros. Ultimate? Are there any other franchises that you would like to see more representation from? Let me know that and more in the comments down below. Like in the discussion, like the video, and share with a friend who also wants more Pokemon and Smash Bros. And has some ideas for who to include. Also, I did a collab with Dan Cybert from that Cybert channel. I'll link it in the card up here. Click that and check it out. And as I said earlier in the video, I'll be destroying Bob this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time on youtube.com/wolfden. Come check it out. Check out our website for more content that you won't see here on YouTube. What you will see here on YouTube is new videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. New podcasts on a new channel, also linked in the card. Okay, that's it for me. See you next week.